Quote, paraphrase, summarize. What's the difference? For elementary students. When doing research, there are three main ways you can use the information you find: quoting, paraphrasing, or summarizing. The first step is to take notes from each of the sources you found. When you have all your notes, you can decide how you will use that information. Here's an example of the notes we took from the Red Path Museum document about Sarah, a triceratops that lived in Saskatchewan. To begin, let's look at quoting. A quote is when you put someone else's exact words in your work. When you do this, you have to use quotation marks and you have to say what and who you are quoting from. For example, if we quoted, "Triceratops were quadrupeds, they walked on four legs," and herbivores, plant eaters, from this document, it would look like this. Because we're taking someone else's exact words, we have to say where we got the words from. This is called citing. For example, here we would add in parenthesis, Bruno Paul Stenson, Red Path Museum. If we don't do this, then we are plagiarizing. Plagiarism is like stealing. It's like taking something that doesn't belong to you and pretending that it's yours. Another way is paraphrasing. To paraphrase means to take the ideas of other people and rewrite them in your own words. So, let's take a look at our document again. It says, Triceratops were quadrupeds, they walked on four legs, and herbivores, plant eaters. This could be paraphrased as, Triceratops had four legs and ate plants. Because we are still taking someone else's ideas, we have to cite where we got them from. Here again, we would add in parenthesis, Bruno Paul Stenson, Red Path Museum. If we don't do this, we are plagiarizing. Lastly, let's look at summarizing. To summarize means that you will write the same information you found, but using less words and taking out the parts that do not answer your research questions. An easy way to create a summary is to write it from the notes you took from your sources. This helps to make sure that your summary is written in your own words instead of using the author's words. For example, here are the notes we took from our source. Sarah is a Triceratops dinosaur. Triceratops lived in Saskatchewan and Alberta. They lived 65 million years ago in the Cretaceous era. Triceratops grew to be 9 meters long, 3 meters high. They weighed 6 to 12 tons. Triceratops walked on four legs, they ate plants. To summarize, we could simply write, Triceratops were a type of dinosaur that walked on four legs and ate plants. They weighed 6 to 12 tons and were found in Alberta and Saskatchewan. We are still using someone else's ideas, so we still have to cite where we got the ideas from. So, we should add in parenthesis, Bruno Paul Stenson, Red Path Museum. Again, guess what? If we don't, we are plagiarizing. Finally, when doing research, you should always have many sources of information. This will help you find the best information to answer your questions. Also, remember that it doesn't matter how you're using someone else's ideas, you have to cite where and who the idea is from every time. To learn more about taking notes, please watch Taking Notes for Research in Elementary School.